Hello. Okay. Hello everyone and welcome back to School Lab, where we simplify coding for a school student or college student and we build their project. Today we are going to build one fun and fast-paced game in Python called Dodgy Square. It is a mini survival game, and yes, it is very beginner friendly but teach you real game development concept or principles. By the end of this live, you will you will have a fully working game that you can customize. You can challenge your friend, or you can build this project with your friends, and even expand into some big project. So uh, here we are in our cursor coordinator. We I just create one file here, which is my game name is main.py. Okay, so before starting this, we just install one package which is called Pygame. So here I just write pip install and Pygame. Okay, so once we have installed it, we now just uh, decrease the size, and first we import here our import dot pygame, and then we import from pygame dot font, import font, and then from dot time we import uh, clock. Okay, sorry, clock. And finally we import random to generate some random square, and we import system, uh, so that we can call system.exit when the user want to finish the game. And for this project we are going to taking a object oriented programming approach, which means we are going to create a class called a Dodgy Square class. uh, and then inside this class we are going to set an initializer. So we write def init self, and then we initiate our pygame.init. Okay, so then we want to something else with the mouse, so we just type pygame uh, dot mouse set visible false. So uh, because we just want to see the square, or as a player we just want to see our square, because uh, it kind of ruins the immersive feeling of playing the game. So this will take okay, so here we create our uh, screen, like we define how screen is visible there. Okay, so I just comment screen, and we define self dot screen width and self screen height 640 and 640 and 480. Okay, you can change this screen size. Then we will have the self dot. Okay, so this set mode we get two arguments. One is screen width and screen height, and the region we did not just create one tuple about the value and pass it as one is because we need to use this value later, so we need to have them separated. Then we want to set a caption to our screen, which is just going to be window title. So I just write pygame dot display and set caption Dodgy Square. And now the title is going to set to Dodgy Square. Now below the screen we are going to define the colors of our game. uh, Colors. So here we just type self dot white and give some color here. Okay. Okay, so after we set these colors, we should define the font, and we are going to start by just typing here self dot default color is self white. Okay, and then we can type self dot font. Okay, so our font and color is set. Now we define our player. So just we write player and we define player size. Uh, Player size, that's the type int, and it is going to 30. Okay. Okay, so it so if that size of character, if you make it bigger, the game is going to be harder, and if you make it smaller, you're going to have more room to move around. And then we just write here self dot player position, and this subtype int. Okay, so these are the coordinate of for the player position when it start. Okay, and these are the so what since we are going to move player around with the mouse, that's going to last as soon as we start the program, because our mouse is going to be the screen which is going to update instantly. And you are probably thinking, wow, there's a lot of start value. We have a lot of going on it with initializer. Well, every time you create a program that require a GUI in Python, you are going to learn that it actually take a lot of setup just to get some basic functionality. So this is all very normal, and this project is actually going to quite a small in comparison to what you will create in the future. So we still have few more attributes to set up here. So we define our enemies here. So we self dot enemy size. So here we are making the size of an enemy as big as us, or you can make also make them big, like if we can make it 40. So then thus we also define position of our enemy. So we just write self dot enemy position, type of list integers just like our position, and that is going to be empty as list. Okay, since our game is going to generate random position for the enemies at the start, then we need to create a list of enemy. So we just write self dot enemy list, and that is going to contain current enemies on the screen, and that's going to update throughout the game. Then we set self dot enemy speed, and we set enter 2. And if we increase this speed, then the enemy move faster and game difficulty increase. If you set the lower, the enemy will move slower. Okay, and then one more argument is self dot enemy frequency. And oh, so here enemy frequency is type integer is going to equal 20, and uh, if we just set the value is 20, means that we are generating 3 enemy per second, because our game is running at 60 frames per second. This means every 20 frames, we are going to have one enemy. So 20 times 3 we got 60. So that 3 enemy per 60 frames. But if you change this value to 10 here, then we are going to get 6 enemy per second, which is quite a lot. So it's up to you how many you want to introduce enemy on the screen. In this program we are going to slowly decrease this number as difficulty go up as per the user stay on the screen longer. So this number as difficulty go up, the user get more enemies. So, but initially we on the starting we start from the 20, so we get 3 enemy per 60 frames. Okay, then we need to configure the clock, which is just save.clock file clock. Save.game overrule. Okay, so we set to false because the game should not start in game over. As soon as game is over, it should be true. We can configure some sort of functionality. Once we do that, then we have self dot score, which is type integer, and we set to 0, and self dot frame count is int and it's to 0, so that in conclude the configuration of our initializer. Now we can move to the actually creating some method that will allow us to create enemies, update the enemy position, detect collision, and so on. What I am going to leave that uh, for if you want to add any other arguments here, like our player health or player lives, we can also add here, but for now we just these things are enough for now. Okay, give me 1 minute. Come here. Okay. Okay, so under this initializer we are going to create one method called enemy, and create a new function called def create anime. Okay, and self anime uh, position equal to random 0 self screen width minus that and anime update position anime position here, and we just remove this and here write if self dot frame count. So we checked the frame count because movement is going to be based on the frame count. So on frame 1 the cube is going to go down 1, on frame 2 the cube is going to down a pixel again, and so on. So the frame count is going pretty much be an animation for our cube. So uh, uh, here we type self dot create anime, and here uh, we just for id and anime in enumerate self dot anime list, and we will first check here if negative self dot negative size less than anime Okay, so this is working, and just I need to go somewhere, so I just completed from here till here. Then I just ask for this to complete a script. We will understand these functions on upcoming video or streams. We will check this later. Okay, I will update this code in our website School Lab, where you can find and learn if you want to check this code. We will meet next time. Till then, bye bye.